From the heart of the SoWat district in downtown Santa Cruz, it's the SoWat Update with Katie Couric. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Katie Couric.
Good evening. I'm Jeff Donnell. Katie Couric is having her period. Taking a cue from Santa Cruz, the Capitola Planning Commission recently considered changes to its codes in order to encourage greener building practices. The changes were modeled after Santa Cruz's innovative green building program, which has also been adopted by the city of Watsonville and the county of Santa Cruz. The proposed changes had one opponent, however, in Commissioner Ed Newman, who made these comments.
I don't think it's a local issue. I think we should concentrate on local planning issues and not global issues. 20% of our global warming is the result of deforestation in Indonesia and Brazil, and I'm not sure how this is going to very directly deal with that.
Apparently, Capitola isn't part of the globe. Approached for comment, representatives of Indonesia and Brazil said they too would not address climate change because it was, quote, a global issue. Mr. Newman continued.
I think it's appropriate for the city of Santa Cruz because their city council feels that their role is to address international issues on a regular basis. And I don't agree with that. I have an aversion to following the city of Santa Cruz. I think Capitola has a unique character, and I don't like to see us Santa Crucificate or whatever, Santa Crucify ourselves.
Oh, very clever. Don't get overambitious with the puns just because you live in Capitola. Just go back to planning your begonia float over dinner at the only restaurant on your pedestrian-only pier. Santa Cruz Mayor Ryan Coonerty immediately responded to these inflammatory comments by declaring Santa Cruz a Newman-free zone and urging all citizens not to watch the Capitola Planning Commission meetings for the entire month of April. I plan to TiVo them and catch up in May. Meanwhile, back in Santa Cruz, the namesake of the county that Crappy Toilet resides in, the City Council recently made changes to its policy on public consumption of alcohol to accommodate street festivals and events. Here, Mike Tomasi gives his valuable input.
My grandma used to make alcohol for Al Capone himself. Come from a long line of Italians, man, that loved alcohol. I watched my mother stab my daddy in the back because of alcohol. I've come through the 60s and I've gone to outrageous ordeals that everybody was sitting around drinking Red Mountain wine. People would get up and stab each other. I think alcohol is a bad thing.
I guess this means he won't be attending the first annual Santa Cruz Art, Wine, and Switchblades Festival. Too bad. Also commenting was Police Department spokesman and Abercrombie model, Zach Friend. Let's see what he had to say.
My name's Zach Friend. I love Jeff Donnell. I want him to marry me.
Oh, Zachy. You're shameless. Also considered by the council were revisions to its controversial ordinance regarding loud and unruly gatherings, also known as CHIPS law. One proposed change would have reduced the fine for first violations to 1/2 the current level. However, that change did not pass. Here, Mayor Coonerty gives his perspective.
I'll say in the year since we passed this ordinance, my sister had a child, and they live on the west side, and there are parties on their block, and my basic opinion is if there's a party of any kind with 2 people, 4 people, 100 people who wakes up my 1-year-old niece, that's an loud and unruly party, and everyone needs to get fined.
In fact, Ryan uses his niece as a barometer for many aspects of his life. For instance, when she has gas, he knows it's going to rain. When she's cranky, he knows the NASDAQ is down. And he picks his lottery numbers based on her bowel movements. This has been your SoWat Update, the greenest newscast this side of Soquel Creek.